So I'm introducing Bruce, and then Bruce will introduce the rest of the speakers, if that's fair to all concerned, to stick with the menu here. So Bruce has been a very successful businessman. He bought his first business when he was 19. He bought his first indoor tanning equipment, and he eventually built that into business that went coast to coast. He even took it public in the Alberta Stock Exchange later on. And he was very successful. He was also elected president of the Kidsmen's Club of Calgary and made that very successful as well after they've been struggling for a while. He taught in business school in Calgary States. And as I tell most people that are not from Windsor, he elected to come to Windsor, just like a lot of other smart people I know. And he did that in 2008. And we were just talking about, and since he's been here, he's been running 3 different senior volleyball leagues. But for the first few years that he was here, it would be winter and he'd be wearing shorts because he was from Calgary. But now we've made him Windsorite because he was complaining about how cold he was this morning. So without further ado, I'll let Bruce come up and tell us more about the Probus Club. Thank you.
I hope you clap after I'm done.
We will.
Okay. Jangled nerves. Hi, everybody. I want to introduce, before we get going, my wife, Pamela, Jane, and Kathy. They're like me, hoping that we can get this thing off the ground. And they've really stepped forward and been a great help. I'll give you a little history. Probus is a volunteer-based, non-profit, non-political, non-sectarian fellowship organization with over 35,000 members already here in Canada. These clubs are all about encouraging healthy minds and bodies and socializing with other retirees in our community. I'm honored to stand before you today. Your dedication to service above self has touched countless lives, often in ways you don't even realize. Thank you for giving us the time and the platform to share something that we are all genuinely passionate about. I've always admired Rotary because you don't just talk about service, you live it. You act, building, supporting, creating opportunities, all with the spirit of fellowship that makes everyone feel welcome, just like this morning. That same spirit inspired Probus, and that's what I'm here to share with you today. This idea is not new. It actually has deep and meaningful history with your organization. In fact, it was Rotary that initiated the very first version of Probus way back in 1966 in a little town just south of London, England. The Rotarians of that time identified a need, a simple yet profound human need. They responded with creativity and compassion. They recognized something crucial that's even more relevant today than it was 60 years ago. When people retire, their need for connection, purpose, and community doesn't diminish. In fact, it intensifies. To this day, Rotary International continues to encourage clubs around the world to help establish new Probus clubs because they understand the powerful impact they can have. They've witnessed the transformation these clubs bring to communities across the globe. Now we have this unique opportunity to do it right here at home. Let me share why this initiative matters so much and why the timing is critical. We all know someone, a neighbor, a friend, perhaps a family member, who has retired and suddenly found themselves without the structure, the routine, or the social connections that they once relied on. Very few of us know how to navigate that time after retirement. For some, retirement is a joyous celebration of freedom, but for many others, it's a jarring shock. The phone stops ringing, the emails stop coming, the days go quieter, the professional identity, I'm a teacher, I'm a builder, I'm a nurse, begins to fade. We know from research that social isolation is one of the most significant health risks facing seniors today. It affects mental health, physical vitality, and overall longevity. But beyond the statistics, there is the human element. These are individuals who have spent decades contributing to society. They've raised families, built careers, volunteered, coached our sports teams, mentored our youth, and supported our local economy. They have given so much of themselves to this town. They deserve to feel connected, valued, and included in the next chapter of their life. That's where Probus comes in. Our mission is simple, yet the potential impact is powerful. We want to help retired and semi-retired individuals stay connected, stay active, and stay engaged. Within the next 2 months, we aim to create a consistent, welcoming space where people can gather for friendship, for conversation, for activities, and for laughter. We want to build an organization where they feel they truly belong, a place outside of their home where they're expected and welcomed. We envision gatherings where they can share their stories, their skills, their wisdom, and their time. A community where they can continue to grow intellectually and socially, even after stepping away from the workforce. Retirement should not equate to isolation. It shouldn't mean sitting at home wondering what to do next. Instead, it should be a chapter filled with joy, fellowship, purpose, and community. And that's precisely what we aspire to do. We have already garnered significant interest. There are individuals in town right now who are excited about this initiative and waiting for it to begin. Picture this with me for a minute. Imagine monthly meetings where people reconnect over a cup of coffee, discussing everything from local news to their grandkids. Think of social events, perhaps a breakfast club, a weekly card game, or walking group that keeps the members physically active. Envision engaging guest speakers, local historians, health experts, or tech tutors, you name it, all providing knowledge and inspiration to the members, keeping their minds sharp. Picture hobby groups forming, whether it's woodworking, photography, gardening, or history, where a novice can learn from a master. But most importantly, imagine those simple yet meaningful moments of connection, moments, this chokes me up even when I wrote it, moments where someone walks in, takes a deep breath and says, I didn't realize how much I needed this. That's the impact we're looking for. Now, here's the exciting part and where we need your partnership. To launch this club, to get it off the ground in a real sustainable way, we're seeking seed money in the amount of $1,500. In the spirit of transparency, we could probably manage to get the doors open with 1,000, but we are asking for 1,500 because we want to ensure that we have a solid foundation that lasts. Let me break down what that investment will achieve. It will allow us to secure a safe, accessible meeting space for our monthly meetings. It will cover the costs of initial materials, name tags, signage, lots and lots of it, websites, you name it. It will fund a modest marketing effort, flyers, local ads, things like that, to ensure we reach the people who are most isolated and need us the most. And for the first couple of months, it just might buy some coffee. That is the great catalyst for conversation. But I want to be clear. We're building this club to be self-sustaining. Once we're established, we will operate on member dues only. We're not looking for a permanent lifeline. We're looking for a launch pad. Your support won't merely be a donation. It would be the spark that ignites the fire of connection and community. It would be the moment we look back on years from now and say, this is where it happened. This is where the Rotary Club of Windsor St. Clair helped us get off the ground and take our first step. I want to emphasize something critical. This isn't charity. This is a partnership. This is Rotary doing what it's always done, empowering people to build something meaningful, lasting, and enriching the fabric of our community. By supporting this, you're investing in the mental and physical health of our area's seniors. Think about the specific people in this club that this club will serve. Consider the friendships that will blossom because you helped open the doors. Imagine a retired teacher sharing stories with a retired mechanic, bridging their experiences and learning from one another. Picture a former business owner using their skills to contribute to our management committee, like me, finding a new outlet for their leadership. Envision a widow or a widower finding companionship and support in a community of peers rather than eating lunch alone. Visualize someone who's been feeling lonely, walking into a room filled with laughter and realizing they're not alone. I'm such a sap. This is what your support can create. Rotary has always believed in the power of fellowship. You know better than anyone that when people come together with purpose, incredible things happen. Today, I'm asking you to help us extend that same spirit to a group of people who will truly benefit from it. Get this, there are some 255 Probus clubs in Canada, 4,000 of them around the world, more than 4,000, but nothing in the Windsor, Essex area. With your support, we can build a club that is warm, welcoming, and vibrant, a club that reflects the very best of what Rotary stands for, a club that brings joy, connection, and purpose to those who deserve it. Thank you for your time, your kindness, and your unwavering commitment to make our community stronger. I sincerely hope you'll join us and bring Probus to life in giving our retired neighbors a place where they can stay connected, stay active, and remain part of something meaningful. Thank you once again for your support and consideration. I brought a couple of people along, and I think it'd be a good idea if they spoke for a minute and told you what their hopes and aspirations are for Probus. Thank you very much.
I'm Pamela, the other half of the speaker. We moved here knowing no one. So usually when you're moving, it's for children or for work related. And when you do that, you have a built-in system. So if it's children, you're having that, you're meeting them at school or getting interaction. If it's business, you have your colleagues. And so they're telling you, oh, well, what about this? Oh, you should do this. Oh, come along with us. We moved here knowing no one. And Probus is that lifeline for so many people. I started a Facebook, and in December, we had 6 people that a couple of people reached out, and they're not here this morning, but they were from a Probus club. And they were so excited to move to Windsor, but there was no Probus. And so they reached out, and I'm like, okay, maybe, like if there's interest. That was the wrong thing to say on Facebook, because we met in December, and there was 6, 7 of us that met and said, yes, we are interested. We want to do this. And now there is 38 people that have joined up on Facebook saying, when is the meeting? When are we starting? So there is definitely a need in this community. The closest Probus is London, and they have 4 clubs, and we have none. So there is a need here, and we just hope that you will support us and help us out. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Jane. I grew up east of here, moved west for 3 years, and I have some family in the area. I have a sister and a cousin. So decided that Windsor-Tecumseh area would be my home. I'm semi-retired. I freelance from home. And when I got back to Ontario, I'm still in contact with some high school girlfriends, and we get together every now and then for lunch and that. And they all said, you have to join Probus. And I'm like, why Probus? And it was people that are in the same position. So I have a girlfriend that moved to Grimsby and another one that moved to Goderich. And it's getting out, it's meeting people, because you're going into a brand new community that where, yes, I have a sister and cousin here. They have their own lives. And I'm not always the tag along. So it's nice to have my own thing and to be able to get out and meet new people. I'm very much looking forward to the winery club, where we live. Because I understand you've got some great ones, but also getting to know my community, what Windsor's about, what Tecumseh is about, what this whole area is, and just taking off and having some fun. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathy Bellamy, and I just realized out of the four of us, I'm the only one that's lived here pretty much my whole life. I moved here when I was 7 years old. So I retired about 4.5 years ago from the Economic Development Office. I was really looking forward to retirement and so excited, but the thing I didn't realize is not all my friends were retiring as well. So here I am kind of flying solo and looking for like-minded people to, go out and try some new things. I'm always into new things. I like being active. I like playing golf, kayaking, all that kind of stuff.
Stick in the thing.
Those are summer activities. What do you
in the
do
sliding
in
door?
the winter?
Okay.
So my sister-in-law, who's from the Oshawa-Whitby area, told me as soon as I retired to join Probus. And I said, great. And then I went online and started looking up a local club, and there were not any clubs. So I did join the Facebook page, and we're really hoping we can get this off the ground because I think it will provide a need, will fill a need that's in the community. And I thank you very much for listening to us and the lovely breakfast. It was wonderful. That's about it for now.
Before we conclude, I want to say one more thing, that sponsorship, if you do sponsor us, you'll get credit on our website and so on, and we'll remember that.
Questions.
Yeah. Oh, go back up here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here's a question. Have you presented to other Rotary clubs with a request?
Yeah.
What's the total amount are you asking? $1,500. Is this from all Rotary clubs or each?
Well, we've looked into it more, and yes, we did talk to the Essex Club, and they've agreed to give us some money. So that's a good start. And we had both of these arranged in advance, and it might seem a bit odd that we're asking for $1,500, and we might potentially get that from the Essex group. But we have, in this past week, looked at some of these costs, and it's amazing how things have gone up. And if we are sitting on 2,000, or even if both clubs give us 3,000 bucks is not going to go very far. I mean, stuff has really gone up, and so I can tell you right bold face that yes, if you decide to do that, we will definitely take the money, and it will be used.
Presenting to other Rotary clubs?
No, this is the end of it. And yeah, and so if you don't do it, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, please.
There are 13 Rotary clubs in Windsor, Essex. I thought I'd mention that.
Yeah.
To start.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I'm just curious, where did the name Probus come from?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it people that used to own Ford Probes or what?
No, no, it was a combination, a conjunction word. It was professionals, pro, and business people. So Probus, and they just combined it. But it's not that case anymore. Now anybody can do it. Initially, it was just those people that joined. So they just kept the name. Yeah, and incidentally, we are, listening to some of your talk about your different things, bingos and things like that. We're keen to help as well. I mean, we're still alive and can do that. Well, yeah. Oh, let me take my foot out of my mouth there. Yeah.
My question is, there's a program here with actually 2 different locations, Life After 50. If you work with them, or are you familiar with them?
I'm familiar with them, yeah.
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 They might be a referral, there might be some overlap.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure there would be.
Maybe they'd be willing to help as well. I don't know if they've got any finances.
Yeah, they wouldn't, I don't think so, but
They want money, they don't
They
get
want,
money.
Yeah.
they want money.
yeah. Go ahead.
I want to thank you for coming up and telling me all about this, because in my family back in Toronto, my mother and my stepfather were members,
Oh, really?
and I never knew all about the details.
Yeah.
Or where the name came from. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Now it was interesting. They actually joined one club, and I guess it was growing so quickly. They're in the Etobicoke area, the west part of Toronto.
Okay.
And they actually started another club themselves.
Yeah.
So I can see how that just kind of
Takes off.
duplicates and grows. So
Yeah.
best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bob,
Go ahead.
Are you looking to become a virtual Probus club or meeting in person?
In person, in this room, we have talked to them about it, and they've agreed that if we can get it going, that we can rent this space.
$100.
Yeah, I'm interested. How much are you guys paying?
How
Gonna go, but I got a question on board that haven't come to me yet.
are you going to sustain yourself?
Dues, yeah. We'll blow through 3,000 right off the bat, I'm sure, and then it will be dues, and we're nonprofit, so even if we have more than a year's expenses in the bank account, we have to give it away. So I hope that makes sense. It's individual clubs can do it. We're planning to set it for $50 to start with, and then you see how things go, and then if we need to raise it or lower it, we can. You know, it's a little bit different. $50 to some seniors is a big deal, so we want to keep them as low as possible.
Are there questions online?
Oh,
There are.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is this, if you're ready for it. What's your main purpose for Probus besides getting seniors together? Like, why not, for example, Life After 50 or things like that?
Yeah. Well, it is a.
What's your mandate, in other words?
Well, it's right on the top there, right off the top. But it's the mandate is, okay, how do I answer that correctly?
So did you say something at the beginning that I missed then? I'm sorry.
No, it's part. It was a long thing, long-winded.
No, it doesn't have to be long. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, but it's a volunteer-based, nonprofit, non-political, non-sectarian fellowship organization. So it's not service. It is just a what's the word? It's not a service club, a social club. That's the word I was looking for.
Mainly we'll meet once a month, and we will have a guest speaker for that general meeting. And then from the general meeting, we will have other activities, other groups. So from that, we will have like a lunch group, so that we can go out meet once a month and try different restaurants.
Yeah. So
it's totally a social club that is interacting, but also learning from our guest speakers. So we'll have fraud prevention, health situations, authors, medical, like the new hospital, we'll have them coming out and speaking to us as to what's going on with the new hospital. So there's information, and we're learning from these speakers. And so that's kind of, the social aspect that we're not wanting to be a fundraising and working, because a lot of people, once they retire, it's like, okay, been there, done that. We've had our children. We're so fed up with fundraising and doing all that extra work. We just want to go and have fun, and that's what Probus is all about.
yeah, and that's different than Life After 50. They don't have guest speakers and things like that. Once in a while they'll have somebody, but yeah, it's quite different.
I think Annette's got a question to speak online. Matt?
Hi, good morning. I think my questions have been answered as other questions have come up. I was interested in knowing where you would locate if you were coming to the East End, because there is Life After 50 in the center of Windsor. So I was wondering where you would locate one end or the other, but you've answered that question being at Banwell. So, and you did just answer my question about, I'm not aware of the difference, although my sister-in-law is a participant at Life After 50 and has been for many years. And, but I didn't realize they didn't have speakers. I recognize the social aspect for her and the fitness class that she loves going to. a few of the things they do. They have a Christmas party and things. But thank you. I think most of them have been answered. So thank you for coming and sharing your information today.
Yeah, thank you. Life After 50 and us will work together. I can absolutely see them coming and speaking and so on. And, they're complementary as opposed to a competition. Anything else?
Any other questions?
Thanks.
Oh, just a second.
Okay.
So thank you very much for coming. And in the spirit, I only have one of these, so you guys can share at hopefully at your first meeting. So
Right. Oh,
so thanks for coming. And this is a token of our appreciation for presenting, and we can smile at the picture. So it can be on Facebook. There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, honey. Thanks, honey.